All right, good evening, everybody. Week 4 press conference here. Not sure what my name is anymore. We'll talk about that later. Let's go ahead and start with this. All right. Where were we? Okay. Another win, a big win over Parker, who didn't have a very good week, so maybe not numbers-wise, but again, scored, I think, 160 is what I had. So, you can't really complain about that. That's a pretty good week. Up there again, top 3 scorers of the week again for the 3rd straight week, so we're looking promising. Start off with my team here. Trevor Lawrence, 14.76 points. Even his best performance of the year is still below average. Multiple touchdowns helped. No turnovers helped. But I got to figure out this QB2 situation, man. I have to if I want to go where I want to be, especially with the injury plague and bye weeks coming into a factor. I got to figure it out. Geno, 21 points, another 300-plus yard performance from him. Threw the ball 56 times. So I think as long as he keeps his arm on his body, stays healthy, keeps throwing the ball to DK, I'm going to be happy with Geno. He's probably going to be solidified in my starting lineup. Brian Robinson Jr., 18.8 points. Another great performance, going over the 100-yard mark yet again. Looked more promising in the passing game with Eckler being out this week, so that's a plus. I think averaged over 5 yards a carry, matching that with JD, just like who I'll talk about next with Lamar. Open up the linebackers, outside runs, open up him down the middle, average good yards per carry. Derrick Henry, 34 points, highest performer of the week among the whole entire league. An absolute bullying, dominating peak Derrick Henry performance. Averaged over 8 yards in carry. Obviously in a very good situation. Going to be a workhorse. Whatever Harbaugh says, he's full of shit. You can't not give the ball to that man if he does this. CeeDee Lamb, 20.1. Massive game stats-wise. Massive game stats-wise. Wait. Sorry. I'm getting confused here. Not a massive game stats-wise for CD. Huge play touchdown, which helped a lot, but a low-scoring game altogether. 20 points, you can't complain about 20 points, but he's a number 2 overall pick. And after what he did at the end of the year last year, I know what he's capable of, so hopefully he can get back to that level and be the reason why I chose him number 2. Rashee Rice, nobody talked to me. DK Metcalf, 11.9 points, another 12 targets is always positive. He's gotten 10 targets in every game except week 1, I think. Another over 100-yard performance with Geno linking up with him. Looks to get back in the end zone, though, but still another solid performance from DK. Kittle had a signature Kittle performance in all ways. Averaged over 10 yards of reception, found the end zone, and even had an injury diagnosis during the game. So perfect, good job keeping that trend alive. Dallas Goedert, 9.7. He was a last-minute tinker swap with Calvin Ridley, actually, on Sunday morning. He's a top 2 tight end in the league after everybody's saying he's a bust and sucks. He's obviously a very, very good target. It's going to be interesting to see how his efficiency is when Smith and Brown come back. But he's the number 2 guy outside Saquon right now with Jalen Hurts looking how he is. So another no turnover week for the Chiefs defense, which isn't great. 2 sacks is all right. Got diced up on the first 2, or not even the second drive, or the first drive. Got diced up. Got put in a tough situation on the second drive with the turnover, but only gave up 2 scores the entire game, only giving up 10 points. So it's going to be a tinker this week, see if they make it against the streaky Saints offense, but it'll be close. Butker had 5 points, missed a 65-yarder by a couple feet that would have put him at 10 points, but I'm not worried about Butker being a good kicker. AJ Cole, 11 points. I found my punter, baby. Fuck the Raiders. For my bench, 11.6 points from Herbert, just so below average. His offense is just awful. He had, 9 points on the first drive, or 9 points in the first quarter, and then finished with 11.6. So that offense is just not, it's a college offense. So Justice Hill, 18.6, had a really big receiving week with Derrick Henry doing what he did on the ground. Had 6 catches, 78 yards, helped him get in the end zone, so maybe he looks to continue that contribution. Ladd McConkey had an unreal touchdown catch. He ended up with 15. Had an unreal touchdown catch on the first drive. but he had 3 of his 5 catches for the day on that first drive. So need to see a little bit more consistency to consider being started in the lineup. Alec Pierce, 1.4 points, disappointing. That's second week in a row he's been kind of dropped down. When he had the big weeks, he wasn't being targeted a lot. So he needs the big plays back, and with the new quarterback, Joey Cool, in there, it's going to be interesting to see how their connection is if AR-15 is out for a while. Wandale Robinson, 12.6 points, big game his numbers, and target-wise, even when Neighbors went crazy. Neighbors possibly being out with a concussion this week. Could be the number 1 target, so it looks like he's going to be in the lineup with a lot of bye weeks on my team this week. Calvin Ridley, 2 points, definition of a boomer bust player, and definitely doesn't help his situation with the QBs going on in Tennessee with Rudolph or Levis. Pacheco and Njoku were hurt this week, and Njoku looks to be back. I thought he was going to be back next week. Practiced a couple days this week, so I would think he'd be back this week. Practiced a couple days last week, be back this week. For Parker's team, Jalen Hurts had a better week, but still does not look like Jalen Hurts. Got to get back in the end zone multiple times. He got once, but not enough for a good week. Stafford, another disappointing week. And without Puka or Kupp in there, I just don't see his fantasy numbers going up very much. Breece Hall drops an absolute stinker, 2.8 points. The whole Jets organization is just drama right now, and it looks to be drama again in East Rutherford. A very solid performance from Aaron Jones to solidify his status for the year. Sam Darnold's cooking. That means it opens up the run for Jones, and even on the short passes where he can make play after catch. Diggs gets into the end zone again, this time with his legs, which is plus, solidifying as the number 2 option over Tank Dell in Houston. Smith and Jigba had a promising performance, another double-digit target week. Very obviously has good chemistry with Geno. Took over Lockett's spot at the 2, so he looks to build on this. Mooney has an okay performance, couple big gains, but really needs to find the end zone for Parker. A Pitts goose egg is a shot. Not doing well in what a lot of people thought would be a breakout year with Cousins. Ramondre, Mr. Fumble Stevenson, coughs it up again. Below average performance. Needs to get back into the end zone for Parker. Browns D with a solid performance. Fumble recovery for a touchdown, help numbers-wise. Jake Bailey and Will Lutz had very disappointing weeks. Pittman Jr., of course, goes off. AR-15 hurt again. Dowdle had a very good week. Judy had a very good week. Ty Chandler's awful. Smith and Ingram are hurt, so he'll look to get them back. Maybe help his confidence and his depth a little bit. Moving on to around the league, Alex gets his first big win of the year, being carried by solid performances from over half of his squad. 4 very good weeks on the bench, too, as he looks to continue this momentum against a very big week against the top of the league in Nick Lowe. Owen had another below-average week. He's not looking good. Champagne over continues. Good performance from Jordan Love, and Koo having 20 points helped, but just not enough from the rest of the team. Nick Lowe goes to 4-0, 7 15-plus point performances, and I think 4 of them were around 23, 24 points, so that's a very good week. I mean, you can't say enough about Lamar and JD. They're obviously the best QB duo, and with a couple people returning from injury, Nick Lowe's team probably just going to keep on winning. Harrison has an average week as Baker looked back on his a good performing week. Collins had 28, 29 points, so he's a top 5 receiver in the league. Needs to figure out his tight end position and maybe could turn things around and get something out of this year. Mikey's $10 richer after defeating Ryan. With a little side bet, Mikey had everybody in double digits except 4 players. Coming off 2 highest scoring weeks, he probably looks to return back to that level. Ryan falls to 1-3, a below average week from literally everybody outside Kenneth Walker, who went crazy. Got some big work to do as there's 5 1-3 teams, which is crazy. Jesse's team shows out, earns him highest score of the week. Fields had his best performance of the year. 49ers scored 29 points as Jesse looks to continue this into a big week against Parker, which is a big matchup. Jax's team outside of Josh Allen is absolutely stinky. Tyreek Hill is useless without a quarterback. They don't run him on jet screens enough or jet sweeps enough, but that's what teams expect when you can't throw the ball downfield. Allen having a stinker, even sprinkled in there, is not going to help. That's what you get this week with lowest score. He needs Tyreek to return to the top. Addison had a one-off performance. He's not going to do that again. So, going to be interesting for the commish, see if he can turn it around. So, week 4 standings, we've got Nick Lowe at 4-0. Mikey, Garvey, Jesse are at 3-1. Parker is at 2-2, and Harrison, Jackson, Alex, Owen, and Ryan are at 1-3. 5 1-3 teams is crazy. For my Week 4 power rankings, I got Nick Lowe, Mikey, Jesse, Garvey, Parker, Harrison, Owen, Jackson, Alex, and Ryan. For my Week 5 predictions, I got Mikey beating Garvey 147-134. I got Alex beating Nick Lowe 144-123. Jesse beating Parker in a tight one 150-148. Owen beating Harrison 132-119. And Jackson beating Ryan in an absolute shit of a ball game 121-109. I know Mikey threw in the playoff predictions earlier. I think it's pretty obvious who the bottom 5 teams of the league are, but who's going to scrape out of those 5? I think it's either going to be Harrison or Alex that scrapes out and makes the top 6. So my bottom 4, right now, I'd probably go Harrison, Jackson, Owen, Ryan. I think Alex, even after an 0-3 start, I think he's going to turn around and make it into the playoffs. So that's it for me. Go Royals. Go Chiefs. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.